Strangest thing, really, isn't it? Tony's off for lunch again. I swear that man gets earlier and earlier every time. He's going to meet himself having breakfast one day. You all right, old fellow?
Oh, yes, sorry, I'm just,
No, come on, whatever it is, out with it, it can't be that bad.
I just can't help feeling that, you know, my life is grey and hopeless.
Grey and hopeless? Grey and hopeless? Whatever do you mean?
Well, you know, I look into the future and what do I see?
I don't know. What do you see?
It's the blank rolling of the years, one after another, like grey, hopeless waves beating against my brain until the blood runs out of my ears.
Oh, come on now. Look at you. You've got a lovely wife. Well, you've got a wife. You've got a very pleasant house, 3 loving goldfish.
Oh, I know, but what does it mean? You know, we live in a doomed world.
Oh, nonsense. What do you mean, doomed?
Nobody likes anybody anymore. Nobody cares about anybody or anything. People go around hitting and stealing and stabbing and insulting. Cities are unbreathable. The countryside's a poisonous mess. You can get beaten up by a 12-year-old and ripped off by your neighbour.
Well, I grant you things aren't perfect, but I mean...
There are no certainties anymore. It's just battle lines. There's no pleasure in anything except in getting drunk or high on dangerous drugs supplied by maniacs with machine guns.
Well, it's a grim old world, all right, but surely it's always been like...
I mean, films and music are crap. Books are crap. Streets are so full you can't walk in a town without getting pushed off the pavement. Roads are unusable. Trains are a bloody joke. The politicians are so feeble-minded and gutless you can't even hate them.
Even sport isn't that much fun anymore, is it?
You smile at someone in the street, you're either knifed in the kidneys or up in court for rape.
Looking at a newspaper's like opening a fold of used lavatory paper.
Turn on the television, you're sprayed in coloured vomit.
It's frigging useless, isn't it?
We're done for.
We're shagged. We're absolutely shagged.
Grey and hopeless.
No pleasure, no prospect, no future, nothing. Just grey, hopeless hell.
Jesus.
Oh, Christ, Jesus. Well, first of all, my colleague and I would like to welcome you to a brand spanking new series of A Bit of Fry and Laurie, a show that tries to put a bit of jolliness back into the darker corners of modern Britain, but doesn't.
I'd like to add my own individual welcome on a more personal note, separate and distinct from a colleague's joint welcome, which I always think is a bit stiff, a bit formal. You know, my welcome's really just a bit of an old hi. Really just hi.
Jesus. A choice of welcomes on BBC television. It's either good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or it's
Hi.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you're very kind. Oh, very sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, now, my colleague and I would like to introduce some guests onto the A Bit of Fry and Laurie programme.
That's right. They're going to be popping in and out over the next half an hour or so, fetching, carrying, handing round bowls of nuts and raisins during the quiet passages.
And the first of those guests is, well, will you please welcome cook, father of 9, cook, and amateur chef. Yes, it's John Bird. John, welcome.
Thank you, great to be here.
It is, isn't it? We were just saying that.
So much better than being over there.
Yeah. John, tell the ladies and gentlemen what you've been up to for the past 30 years and what plans you've come up with for the restructuring of modern Britain.
Well...
You're a Sagittarian, is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And your favourite colour is?
Aquamarine with a streak of mottled purple where it joins the edge.
They like you already, John. I can tell. I know this crowd. They're a crazy crowd and they like you.
Well, our next, last and final guest, is the chef, writer, author, chef, cook, and amateur professional Yes, it's Jane Booker.
No, it isn't.
Jane, you worked with Norman Lamont. What was he like as a man, as a human being?
Well, I remember once driving back from Bristol.
Bristol, that's an absolutely marvellous story. And that's, that story is now available on CD, am I right?
Yes.
Now, one of the things we hope to be doing on this series of A Bit of Fry and Laurie is to be building up a collection of guest movements. And to that end, I've asked Jane here, and John, if they will come along with some movements for us. John, can we have your movement first? What a lovely movement.
Great way to start our collection.
Yes.
Soon. Yeah.
Jane, can we have your movement now, please?
Two fabulous movements.
Two fabulous movements. Now, perhaps, John, you wouldn't mind taking the twiglets up that side, and, Jane, can you dish out the condoms up that side? I think these guests are going to be a great success. We have been lucky.
Well, we have one final guest for you to meet, who hopefully is going to be with us throughout the show, and his name is Dodger. Oh, bless him. Dodger is half retriever, half retriever. And he's going to be, well, hopefully growing up with us as the show goes on.
That's right. Well, I think that's more than enough introducing to satisfy even the most introduction-hungry viewer. So, meantime, it's on with the ruthless subversion of family values. Tonight's theme is themes. What good are they?